This is your boy KGJ, and you are watching a 416 interview.
The first question I wanted to ask you is when did you start making music?
I've been making music for like a very long time. I'd say like the first song I recorded, I was 7 years old. It was me and my dad in the studio, and he was doing music prior to me, so it inspired me to record my own song at like 7 years old. And at the same time, when I was 3 years old, I was always like rapping around the house, singing around the house, memorizing songs. So like he would tell me like I was destined to do music.
Oh, okay. What kind of artist was your dad?
He was also a hip hop artist.
Oh, okay, bless. All right. So, what made you start creating music? Which was your dad, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you have any other influences as well?
I mean, like there was music around the house, right? Like T-Pain, 50 Cent, that I really like listening to a lot. Whatever music that was playing in the car, I always loved the hip hop music that would be playing R&B. But he was the main inspiration because he was right in front of my eyes, right? You could hear people playing in the car. Oh, I like this music. But just seeing it right in front of my eyes makes a difference, and it was very inspiring.
All right. So I know that you're from Ottawa.
Yes, sir.
What was it like growing up there, and how's the music kind of scene out there?
Growing up there, it's nothing like crazy, crazy. I mean, like I grew up in like two different neighborhoods. One was like Caldwell, and one was Hetherington, and they weren't the best, but I still had like good childhood and all that. Um, yeah, but it wasn't too crazy down there. And as far as like the music scene, there was like my dad who was actually making like pretty big moves in the city at the time, like filling up like whole big shows, just him as like main artist there. He was doing big music videos at the time. I didn't really pay too much attention to the Ottawa scene outside of him because he was like right there, but I know there were still some other people making moves. And then also there's Belly who made it out. So yeah, like the Ottawa music scene, I didn't see too much of it when I was like younger, other than like my father, basically at the time.
All right. Okay. How'd you come up with your rap name?
My rap name, pretty simple. It's just my initials. But the reason it's JAY at the end is because I didn't want to put there, but already just KGJ, just the letters were taken. So I just put or well, actually, no mind. I'm not gonna take credit. My dad advised me like, oh, put like the AY at the end. It looks kind of cool, J. And a lot of people would call my dad Jay at the time. So it's in a way, as growing up, I kind of see it as an aspect as he's always with me. He's even in my rap name type thing. That's one thing like I thought about for a bit. So that's basically my rap name. How it boils down.
All right. Um, you want to walk me through your creative process when it comes to creating new songs?
My creative process basically, I most of the time I just have an idea that just comes to my head, and sometimes it just be warm like just randomly somewhere else, and basically I put it down. I record it on like the iPhone voice memos, and then I have my own studio. So I go there, I produce my own beats. So I just make the beat for it. I record it down, and then like a little rough draft. I show it to the team, right, and then like I finish it after like re-recording it. If there's parts that like if it's too rough, if it's just too much of a rough idea, I want to redo it. Um, what else? And oh yeah, I also mix and master all my own stuff. So it's like a very in-house thing, and it's perfect because like since I'm my own engineer, when I want to put a specific idea down, I can literally just do it. So when you see it coming out, for the most part, it's exactly how I want it because I'm the one who did the work on it.
So recently, you came out with a song "On a Mission" with Locust
Yes.
City. How did that song come along?
Um, that song basically for a hot minute, I was like, I wasn't too into the Toronto scene growing up until I did this song with French, and then from that point, it introduced me to the whole Toronto underground. And for a while, there's a couple artists that I'm like, I feel like I sound pretty good with them, and Local City was one of them. And eventually, it just came to, my team talked to their team, like, and then we just made it happen. Also, like, free up, he's locked up right now, but we still happened to make it happen before, thankfully. But the music video, unfortunately, we weren't able to get him in there. But yeah, like, he heard the song, he really fucked with it, and his feature is good. It sounds really nice on the beat. It goes nice after mine, and I'm pretty proud of the project.
How long were you sitting on that song for before you released it?
Basically, it was All Cap who have actually gonna have an album that's gonna be coming out. Ottawa X Toronto. They posted a couple previews on their page, but basically, we had the song for a little bit, right? Because like when it was recorded, um, but the video was planned like farther, and unfortunately, as I said, he couldn't make it. But the song, actually, a little history. I wrote that song of mine, like a good minute ago, like 2019. I wrote it. Yeah, crazy. I wrote that so long ago. It's just, a rough idea, but I never did anything with it. And then closer to the time of the planning to do the song with him, I or my manager told me, "You know that song that you had in your like unreleased like a good minute ago?" He was like, "That song sounds like it would really be able to match." So I pulled it up. I changed a fair amount of the lyrics and re-recorded it. I also made a new beat, the one to match more because like the one in 2019 needed to be updated. So remade the beat, recorded on it. It sounded great. My team sent it to their team. He fucked with it. He dropped the verse, sent it back, and the rest is history.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, my guy, I'm really hoping to do some big stage performances because actually I am going to be performing in Ottawa on December 10th. It's going to be my first ever headliner show. And then the plans that I have to do, or the plans that I have coming up that I'm trying to do, it's like big visions. And this is just for next year. And then going off the plans I have for the year coming up, I can only see myself getting to a way, way higher level in, in 5 years. Like, especially in 5 years, I'm going to be 27 years old. So that's, you could do so much in 5 years. It's wild, especially you see people who got to crazy levels in just 1 year. Like, they have like the right work, the right connections. That's like, what it takes. And especially with different social medias that are coming up, such as TikTok, you know, promoting yourself is not the same as it was back then. So I'm seeing in 5 years, I'm thinking I'm gonna have like a plaque, you know, a plaque, big shows, big features, Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, that's where I see myself.
I recently saw that you were at Cranium Festival. How was that?
Yes, sir. It was amazing. Shout out to the team there for putting it together. My honor that y'all hit me up to be part of the performances. It was great. Audience nice, and it's also great because we're seeing the development of Ottawa coming forward. You get me? Because like before, like there'd be festivals here and there, but now it seems we're getting to a point where we're gonna have more and more things going down in the city, and you're gonna see the city really making for a name for themselves. That's what I see. I see the city is really starting to make a name for themselves. And same 5 year question towards the city. 5 years, I'm seeing people really knowing Ottawa, like it being on the map, right? As long as people claim it, because sometimes you have like the case where like people could blow up and then they don't claim it. But with how I see it, I definitely see Ottawa getting to like a way bigger height in the future.
All right. Is music a passion or like a career for you?
I'd say both. It's a career that I'm passionate about. You feel me? Because there's a lot of work that goes into it, which could make it the career aspect. But I enjoy doing all like the work and then seeing results, which makes it the passion. And also, I just love making music, just generally.
All right. How would you describe the music you create? And do you take any like inspiration from any other artists like right now in this scene?
So far, I try to, as far as the way I perform in the mic, keep it unique to me and try not to get too inspired by other artists because I want to make my own sound, especially for my voice, the way I portray it on like the beat. And then you'll see with the new songs coming out, me experimenting with like new styles, experimenting with my voice in different ways. So I'd say like I don't really try to get inspired by other artists' music for my music because I don't want to bite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts. What kind of like what genre would you put your music in though?
um, I'd say like the melodic hip hop. I see. I don't know. I could be getting this wrong, but the Grammys or something. I think they finally added that category of melodic hip hop because it's been there for a while. I think they just had the hip hop and urban category, but as you see, a lot of melodic hip hop artists are making a lot of moves,
Yeah.
and it's probably the most popular hip hop subgenre. Like a lot of the top artists have a lot of melodies in their rap, so I'd say I'm part of that.
All right. Seeing that you've been in this game for a long time, any advice you have for any new artists coming up?
I've answered this question a lot, and I'd say like be prepared to get hated on. Be prepared for people to not like what you're doing because a lot of the times when you first drop something, you can drop the most amazing thing in the world, but there's always going to be the people who really dislike your thing, and then they will comment down how much they dislike it, and I'll say you have to prepare to not let that discourage you. Um, always take constructive criticism, but be prepared for the hate and to not let it get to you and discourage you to just quit entirely because you don't want to make that group of people that don't like you make you just stop your passion, right? So be prepared for that. There's going to be a lot of love too. I'm not saying there's only going to be hate, but I'm just saying with the human psychology, a lot of us tend to focus on the hate. We could get like 10 love comments, but then you see that one hate one and it could really discourage you and you're just going to be thinking about that for a long time. So I'd say be prepared for that and don't let it discourage you. Like just keep pushing. Gonna like you're not gonna satisfy everybody.
Okay. Any new projects or songs or collabs that people should look out for?
Um I have some solo stuff I'm working on, stuff that I've done in Miami and LA. But I'd say right now, the two things that you should be looking out for the most, one is going to be my performance. Two, follow all cap because they're also putting another project, sorry, which I mentioned prior, the Ottawa X Toronto. And the On a Mission song isn't the only one I have on there. So I'd say look out for that because I have some more stuff that I'm doing with them as well.
I'm on a mission to get my niggas all loving the way we living. I'm talking drip to the bone, diamonds glistening. The